said, then why did you let him die?
A Southern Kentucky mother wants answers months after she says her son overdosed and was left to die. Why she says that death could have been avoided.
Deputies in Madison County need help tracking down a thief. We have surveillance photos from a robbery at a Dollar General.
Man's best friend can also be a lifesaver.
It means independence.
How a service dog can help change this Estill County family's life for the better.
This is WKYT News.
The first weekend of fall felt a lot like summer. Thanks for staying up late with WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy.
And I'm Sean Moody. The wait for the fall weather is about to end, though. We begin with WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell and your no-wait weather forecast.
It is looking a whole lot better for you fall weather lovers. It will be rolling into the area as we head into tomorrow. A frontal boundary will bring some rain, and we'll have temperatures for daytime highs that could be less than what we have out there right now. It's 74 degrees, and we could be in the 60s by Tuesday for highs. That's it. Very comfortable stuff coming our way. Elsewhere, we are in the mid and upper 60s and low and mid 70s throughout most of the area here tonight. You see Mount Sterling to Moorhead, 68 to 72. Very pleasant. Low humidity levels is not that oppressive stuff that we've been dealing with. Here's the energy that we're going to be tracking into Kentucky. You see showers and some thunderstorms, and most importantly, that frontal boundary right there. That's going to change everything for us when it sweeps completely through, shakes everything up. So we've got the fall front sweeping in on Monday, rain chances return, and a blast of some cooler air that we are all going to just fall in love with if, of course, you enjoy fall temperatures. Check out what happens as we go through the forecast period. Tomorrow, as we get into the afternoon, we're in the low 70s as rain starts working through. A little warmer to the south and east, but we all get in on the cooler stuff as we go into Tuesday. I'll track it a little further out coming up for you in just a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. We're tracking a developing story here in Lexington this evening. Police say 2 people were taken to the hospital after a stabbing outside a home tonight.
Officers found 2 men around 9 tonight in the front yard of a home on Heisel Way. They say one of the men has life-threatening injuries. They talked to several witnesses in the area, but still aren't charging anyone in the case. We'll post all updates we get online and on our next show, WKYT This Morning.
She says her son did not have to die. Tonight, a Southern Kentucky mother is talking to us after 2 people were charged in her son's death.
David Spoonamore and Morgan Dixon are charged with abuse of a corpse and tampering with physical evidence. Police say Jerry Price was with them when he died. Price's mother says they could have saved him. WKYT's Caitlin Sentner has our top story at 11.
You know, I guess I just had to actually hear that doctor say, your child is dead, before I'm going to believe it. And then we just all fell apart. I mean, there went our world.
All this Pulaski County mom has left of her son are memories.
This was it. This was home.
Her son's name, Jerry Price.
You sit and you listen, think he's coming in the driveway and he's not. You think he's coming in the house and he's not.
She has a memorial for him in her yard. That's where his daughter hung out Sunday holding a toy he'd bought her. Police say Price overdosed this April.
He had been into drugs for years, probably 15, 16 years.
There's just something stronger than that person, stronger than they are, pulling them back.
According to court documents earlier this year, Jerry Price drove with Morgan Dixon and David Spoonamore here to Madison County to buy drugs. They say at some point Price was with them and overdosed, and they say the pair drove around with him for 4 hours before returning to Rockcastle County.
Documents go on to say Price had grass on his face, in his eyes, nose, and mouth when his body was found in the back of his minivan. Witnesses reported seeing his body being dragged around. Dixon and Spoonamore are facing charges in the case.
I talked to David Spoonamore myself, and he told me he loved him. I said, then why did you let him die? I said, you could have took him to a hospital and thrown him out and drove off. You know, that's all you had to do.
Family right now is figuring out how they move on.
We fight every day, trying to find some closure.
In Pulaski County, Caitlin Sentner, WKYT.
Dixon and Spoonamore will be in court tomorrow.
Deputies in Madison County are looking for a man who they say robbed one store and tried to get away with cash at another. Deputies released this surveillance picture of that man. They say he walked into the Dollar General on Irvin Road, grabbed some items, then approached the clerk. The man then, we're told, handed a note to the clerk and lifted up his shirt to reveal a gun. No one was hurt, but deputies believe the man tried to rob the Dollar General on the bypass shortly before going to that one there on Irvin Road. Richmond police are handling that other case. Also new tonight, Georgetown police are investigating after they say 6 vehicles were broken into at a park today. Police say someone smashed the windows of 5 vehicles at Suffaletta Park around 3 o'clock this afternoon and then got into a 6th one that was unlocked. Police said the person stole purses and wallets that were on the seats of each vehicle.
If you have any valuables in your vehicle, lock them in your trunk. At least place them under a seat out of visible view, because when people walk by your car and they see something valuable, that's just temptation. So you got to take temptation away from them. So lock them in your trunk, place them on your seat or something. Always keep your vehicle locked.
The police tell us they don't have a good description of the person accused of breaking into those vehicles, but police say it looks like the person used some kind of a square object to smash through the windows.
Major League Baseball is mourning the loss of one of its brightest young stars. Marlins pitcher Jose Fernandez died in a boating accident early this morning. CBS's Brooke Silva-Braga shows us how Fernandez is being remembered.
Jose Fernandez was remembered across the baseball world Sunday as an all-star pitcher, but even more so for the spirit he brought to the game.
When you watch kids play Little League or something like that, that's the joy that Jose played with.
The 24-year-old and 2 friends died early Sunday morning after their 32-foot boat crashed into a Miami jetty.
It does appear that speed was involved due to the impact and the severity of it.
The Miami Marlins ace was named Rookie of the Year in 2013, just 5 years after defecting from Cuba. Fernandez failed to reach the Florida coast 3 times. On his 4th try, at age 15, he had to rescue his mother from the sea after she fell overboard. They made it to Mexico and eventually the U.S. Last year, he became a U.S. citizen.
It's just a dream.
All of South Florida, all of Cuban Americans, his story is representative of a story of hope and of love and of faith, and no one will ever let that story die.
A moment of silence was held before each Major League Baseball game Sunday, except in Miami, where the Marlins game was canceled and fans left tributes outside. Brooke Silva-Braga for CBS News, New York.
Investigators did not find any evidence of drugs or alcohol at the scene.
A Wolf County man is in the hospital tonight. State police say this morning a car hit him. Troopers say 58-year-old Lloyd Stacy from Campton was riding his bike along Kentucky 15 when a driver hit him. Emergency crews airlifted Stacy to Pikeville Medical Center. Troopers say he's stable there. The driver of the other car was not hurt. A new trial is expected to start tomorrow for a man accused of causing a crash that killed a little boy last year in Perry County. Police say 38-year-old Jason Combs admitted using cocaine and other drugs on the night of the crash on Combs Road. 9-year-old Randall Wells died. Combs is charged with murder and DUI, and a jury trial was scheduled for this past summer, but a judge declared a mistrial in June after someone related to Combs was seen talking to potential jurors. A new pool of jurors has been selected, and Combs' trial is now set for 9 o'clock Monday morning.
Many have heard about the creepy clown sightings happening around Kentucky. You might have even seen some photos of the sightings on social media. Police across the state and in several other states have responded to 911 calls about the clowns. And many agencies are warning people dressing like one can lead to criminal charges. Professional clown Sparky in Madison County works for Fright Nights and other haunted attractions. He says dressing up like a clown when you're not protected is dangerous.
Somebody's going to get killed, and the person that's going to shoot you is going to be in jail. So nobody wins. If you really want to scare people, don't do it by yourself. Go to a haunted house and do it.
Someone called 911 about Sparky this morning, reporting a creepy clown in the area.
She may not be able to tell when her blood sugar drops, but man's best friend can. That's why an Estill County family wants to get their daughter a dog. 12-year-old Raina Goosey has type 1 diabetes, and her family wants to buy a very expensive very special service dog. WKYT's Sabira Rayford found out what the family plans to do if they raise more money than their original goal. Her story is new at 11.
Raina Goosey carries her backpack around with her everywhere. For her, this blue bag acts as a lifeline.
I make sure she always has juice and fruit snacks and stuff in her backpack.
That helps regulate her blood sugar. Raina's been dealing with diabetes since she was 8. She's had to cut back on time with her friends. It's tough for them too.
If she wasn't going to play with me, it would feel sad to her and me because she wouldn't be able to play all the activities.
After one rough night, Raina's blood sugar was extremely low. Her mother decided it was time to do something about it.
So I was literally her laying on the couch with me pouring syrup in her mouth to just try to get her sugar to come up.
So she started a fundraiser to get Raina a diabetic alert dog to help monitor her blood sugar levels.
It means independence.
But it's going to take a lot of money. She says right now they're almost halfway to their goal. But for Raina, one dog isn't enough.
Once I get my dog and we raise all the money, I'd like to keep raising money for other people.
Though her journey is just getting started, helping others is not taking a back seat.
Because I would like to help people like other people have helped me.
In Estill County, Sabira Rayford, WKYT.
Musician Brett Michaels found out about Raina's journey and actually gave her a call this weekend. He's planning to use his Life Rocks Foundation to make a donation. Michael says he too has type 1 diabetes.
Still to come on WKYT, a big brewery in Lexington is asking customers to take their beer back to the store where they bought it. The reason for the recall.
And let the madness begin. Well, part of it anyway. People will start lining up for Big Blue Madness this week, and we'll go over some of the changes with you again.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
As we go moving along into the new work week, we're going to see some changes start to unfold here for us with a frontal boundary rolling through the area, and it will take the warmth that we have out there right now and it's just going to push it to the side. Here's what we've got right now area-wide with our temperatures. It's low mid-70s, upper 60s. Very pleasant night if you walk outside, and it'll be a very pleasant morning tomorrow as well. We have plenty of stuff going on around us. Nothing here at the moment. A few showers and thunderstorms have developed out ahead of the main energy across parts of Illinois into Indiana. There you can see some of those showers and a few little claps of thunder through that area. But other than that, it's generally showers. Not a big deal at this point in time. What will be the big deal is how much cooler the air behind that front will be for us, because it will be significantly cooler. Daytime highs today out at the airport, 91. Tomorrow we're in the mid-70s, and then we could very well be in the upper 60s by Tuesday. So there you see what happens. A big-time cool down coming at us. Here's how that front acts as we go rolling through time here. As it sweeps through Kentucky, it will take the rain chances out of here with it, and then it just builds in that cooler air mass behind it, and that runs the show Tuesday morning into Wednesday. Some pretty decent looking stuff here. Notice though that the low is still hanging around. It's right in position over the Great Lakes. So while most of us are nice and dry and very comfortable on Tuesday and adjusting to this new air mass that's in place, we'll be watching that low for the potential of it dropping in on us and becoming more of a factor in the overall pattern. It goes so low, as a matter of fact, that it hangs around for a few days. So Wednesday into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that low will be lingering in the area. And as long as it does, it's going to keep a daily chance of showers around the area. So it's a deep late week chill. We could get even cooler by next Friday going into Saturday. There's some indication that we run in the 50s. That's the kind of air mass I'm talking about. Daily shower chances, once we get past Tuesday, you're going to have a small chance Wednesday, Thursday, and it increases as that low just sits right on top of us later. If it's not raining, it'll be dreary at that time. Here's the way our 7-day forecast is going to flip out at you. Now, Tuesday should be Monday, so I didn't adjust it for the time because I forgot. So tomorrow is actually Monday on that, so 74 tomorrow, and then you see the temperatures fall. That midnight stuff gets me every time.
That's too much math for me right now.
I know, it's too much for me too. I'm half asleep over here and forgot to adjust it. But you get the general idea.
Yeah, I saw 40s in there.
Yeah,
Ooh.
some chill.
Get the jackets. Thanks, Jim.
Up next, the stage is set for the biggest event yet in the race to the White House. What we can expect to hear during Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump's first debate. Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot is $25 million, and Wednesday night's Powerball jackpot is $60 million. We are tracking some breaking news. We are just getting into the newsroom right now. The Fayette County coroner says his office is investigating the death of a man.
Yeah, he said that man died after being involved in a fight along Heisel Way. He's not releasing the man's name or his cause of death. Now, at the top of our newscast, we told you about a stabbing incident on that same street just a few minutes ago. An autopsy is scheduled for Monday morning in Frankfort. Of course, we'll have more information as we get it in on WKYT.com.
Presidential nominees Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump have now each met with Israel's prime minister. They are gearing up for tomorrow's highly anticipated debate.
It is expected to be one of the most widely watched presidential debates. CBS's Craig Boswell has more from Hofstra University, where preparations for that face-off are underway.
Donald Trump met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Trump Tower. Trump said that in addition to mutual global concerns, the pair also discussed Israel's border security fence. Hillary Clinton had her own sit-down with the Prime Minister later Sunday. A senior campaign aide said Clinton emphasized strengthening the U.S. defense and intelligence relationship with Israel. Clinton and Trump are pushing each other's buttons on the eve of their debate. Clinton is putting billionaire Trump critic Mark Cuban in the front row, and Trump threatened to bring Jennifer Flowers, who said she had an affair with Bill Clinton.
We have not invited her formally. Look, we're going to talk about the issues that face America. That's what the debate is.
We just want Hillary to have an opportunity to explain her plans.
Trump and Clinton will be in close proximity to each other on this stage. Experts say it's important each candidate stays in their own space and commands attention.
I coach students in competitive speech and debate.
Dr. Tamika Robinson says two qualities will identify the winner.
A, they're able to be very clear about their policy. B, that they're likable and approachable to the audience.
Robinson says the loser will be the one who loses their cool first. Craig Boswell, CBS News, Hofstra University.
The latest poll has Clinton and Trump in a dead heat heading into Monday night's debate.
A Lexington brewery is recalling 2 beers. Alltech issued recalls for Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale and Kentucky Pumpkin Barrel Ale. A spokeswoman says there are no health or safety concerns. They just have issues with the flavor and color. The batches affected include any with dates between July 1st and September 19th. Customers are encouraged to return the beer to the stores where they purchased it. New batches of Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale will be back in stores next week. The Pumpkin Ale will not return until next year.
A group of women in Montgomery County are hosting a 5K run next month to benefit the men and women of law enforcement. The Run for the Donuts 5K is the first major charity event for the Wives Behind the Blue group there. All proceeds from that run will go to the National Law Enforcement Memorial Fund and Shop with a Cop. And the top man and woman will receive the Trooper Blake Tribby Memorial Award.
People don't understand what all police families and police wives go through on a day-to-day basis, especially in the times that we're experiencing right now.
Everyone that participates in that 5K will get a free donut at the finish line. The race is October 8th at 8:30 a.m. at Easy Walker Park, and you can still register. UK basketball's Big Blue Madness is still a few weeks away, but part of the madness is about to begin this week. Fans can start camping out for tickets this week. Now, in past years, fans would camp out around Memorial Coliseum to wait for their tickets. This year, though, the west side of the building will be off limits because of construction on UK's campus. Fans wanting to line up are asked to do it no earlier than 5 a.m. Wednesday. Tickets will be distributed at 10 o'clock Friday night.
Lee K's in next with sports with a football team fresh off a win at Commonwealth.
Yeah, you know what? It was a big win for the Wildcats and by far the best defensive performance of the season. And golf loses a legend with the passing of Arnold Palmer. That's next in sports. After giving up 131 points in the first 3 games of the season, the Kentucky defense was able to hold South Carolina to just 10 points on Saturday night. The 17-10 win marked the first time that Kentucky has held an opponent to 10 points or less since limiting Vanderbilt to 7 points back in 2014. The Wildcats also had 4 sacks and more big defensive plays late in the game. Mark Stoops said that it all started with his big guys up front.
It really appeared to me that the guys up front played really much tougher tonight. And I know Avante made a couple critical plays. He made a few plays that stood out to me, and Courtney, I know, had some good pressures, and of course the guys off the edge had some good rushes as well. So I thought it all starts up there.
You know, a lot of teams ran on us in the past, and we stopped it. And they really couldn't throw. Overall we just had to play a great game. I just know we got the win, and I'm just happy that we won.
Steven Johnson made his first start for the Wildcats, and while his numbers didn't jump off the stat sheet, 11 of 19 for 135 yards, he was able to lead the Kentucky offense on long drives and at times use his legs to pick up first downs. After the game, Mark Stoops talked about one of the biggest plays of the game. Early in the fourth quarter, with the score tied at 10, Johnson scrambled on 3rd and 7 to pick up a first down at the 1-yard line. The very next play, UK scored the go-ahead touchdown.
It's a backbreaker when you have things covered or you get some good pressure and a guy pulls it down and scrambles and makes that first down. It hurts your defense, and it was big for us. And it was a smart decision and good vision by him and a good run.
I think I've got a lot more experience now after playing these last 2 or 3 games. But just that, I think the offense altogether really has come together as a unit to be able to extend plays and drives, move the ball down the field efficiently.
And now it's on to the toughest game of the season at Alabama next Saturday, 7 o'clock. The game will be televised by ESPN. The top teams held their spots in the newest AP poll, led by number 1 Alabama. The Crimson Tide received 50 first-place votes. Then it's Ohio State, followed by Louisville. Texas A&M moved up a spot to number 9. Tennessee checks in at 11. Ole Miss at 16. Arkansas at 20. Florida drops to 23rd. Georgia just barely hanging on at 25. LSU, which started the season number 5, joined Notre Dame as preseason top 10 teams to fall out of the poll. And speaking of LSU, the first SEC coach has been fired just 4 games into the season. Les Miles and his offensive coordinator Cam Cameron are both out at LSU. D-line coach Ed Orgeron will take over as the interim head coach. In 12 seasons, Miles had a record of 114-34, and he won a BCS national title in 2007. The Tigers started this season 2-2 after losing a heartbreaker Saturday at Auburn. Week 3 in the NFL, and the Bengals finally getting an opportunity to play a home game, but it would be no easy task against the defending Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos. Bengals got Jeremy Hill in the run game going early on Cincinnati's first drive. He takes it in from 3 yards out for the score. 7-0 Bengals. Later in the second, Hill at it again. He takes the handoff and he goes in for the 4-yard touchdown. I had him on my fantasy bench today. Not a good choice by me. Bengals up 14-10. Fourth quarter though now. Broncos down 1. Trevor Siemian connects with John Phillips in the end zone for the 1-yard touchdown. Broncos take a 22-17 lead, and then later in the fourth, Siemian going deep to Demaryius Thomas, 55 yards for the touchdown. Denver wins it 29-17. Bengals fall to 1-2 for the first time in 5 years.
It's still so early. A lot can still be accomplished, and so for us, we got to move on. And luckily for us, we do have a short week. It's a quick turnaround for us, and we can put this one behind us.
And golf legend Arnold Palmer has died at the age of 87. Palmer died in a Pittsburgh hospital where he had been since Thursday undergoing heart test. Known as the King, Palmer won 7 major championships and 62 PGA Tour wins. Beyond his golf, Palmer was a pioneer in sports marketing, paving the way for scores of other athletes to reap in millions from endorsements. 4 decades after his last PGA Tour win, he's still ranked among the highest earners in golf. And guys, when you think of the sport of golf, that's one of maybe the 2 or 3 names you think of. Arnold Palmer certainly will be missed.
Yeah. We'll be right back with a final look at weather. Okay, how big is this temperature drop you keep talking about?
This temperature drop's going to be pretty decent. We were at 91 today. We're going to be at 69 on Tuesday, maybe by next weekend into the mid-60s. And this may be the last time we see Kristen in her current state on the set. She'll be back, but we're hoping...
At this point, it might be next weekend.
It might be Thanksgiving.
We're hoping there's a baby soon, right?
And we have a producer who's getting married next
Yeah,
Saturday
that's
who
right.
really wants to know what that weather is going to be like.
This is true.
We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Right?
Jim will
On all
do his
accounts.
very best.
Yeah, we'll try our very, very best.
No
Best
rain.
of luck, Jim.
Our next newscast starts at 4:30 a.m. Have a good night.
We'll see you next time.